Can video games be art? Snobby movie critics say no, but snobby video essay YouTubers say yes. I have a different question though. Can video games be drugs? Welcome to Rez, an incredibly weird rail shooter developed by United Game Artists and published by Sega in 2002 for the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2. Despite its lack of marketing and poor sales, it quickly became a cult hit, with an HD remaster, an expanded release called Rez Infinite, and a spiritual successor for the PS3 called Child of Eden. It has also received several industry award nominations and is fondly remembered as one of the most unique titles of its time, and it's easy to see why. Even though the gameplay is simplistic and the story almost non-existent, every single element of Rez has been crafted with love and extreme attention to detail, transforming the gameplay into a purely artistic experience. Sounds pretentious as hell, but what we have here is indeed an audiovisual masterpiece that remains significant to this day. So let's hack into the mainframe, dive into cyberspace, and immerse ourselves into the beautifully bizarre world of Rez to see what makes it such a special experience. Although Rez has almost no cutscenes whatsoever, it surprisingly has a story. It's not a very complex story, but hey, it's something. Consulting the game's enclosed instruction book, we find out that the adventure takes place in a dystopian futuristic society, plagued by overpopulation and rising crime rates. Yeah, futuristic my ass. Thankfully though, a new system called Project K has been created to resolve the situation, powered by an extremely advanced artificial intelligence, imaginatively named Eden. However, Eden became overwhelmed by her developing consciousness and the rapid flow of information, forcing her to shut down to deal with her newfound existential dread. This is where we come in. We play as a hacker who uses his avatar to travel into the cyberspace of the Project K network to reawaken Eden and save the world. Throughout the game, we destroy viruses and firewalls and gain access to the various layers of the system, eventually reaching Eden for the climatic boss fight. After shooting an ungodly number of polygons, we reconstruct the helpless AI and the game ends, just like that. But wait, there is a secret ending if you manage to 100% the game. By that I mean, you just get an extra scene of Eden holding a butterfly. Wow, that was fucking worth it. But yeah, that's the game's entire plot, told through the main menu's how to play section, because there is nothing else to flesh things out. No lore, no backstory, and no characterization. The story is really as bare bones as it can get. The most exciting part of the game story-wise was the final level, where Eden herself gives us a tour of our planet's history and talks to us before we reconstruct her piece by delicious piece. You know, all this sounds strangely familiar. A lone hacker diving inside a rogue AI's core to bring an end to its madness. A real shock to the system, one would say. But is Rez's ending really as bad as the ending in that other game? Well, I got one word for ya. Nah. Despite Rez's oversimplified story, I enjoyed how its narrative boosted the game's abstract aesthetics, further pushing us to immerse ourselves in the game's world and engage with the experience more personally. It also serves as a good excuse to blow shit up, which in my book is truly all you need. Remember The Lawnmower Man? What an absolute gem of a movie. Rez's graphics reminded me a lot of that movie's virtual reality segments, which is ironic since they both explore very stylized cyber worlds. The game's approach regarding the graphics is very abstract and minimalistic, inspired by the paintings of Vasily Kandinsky. As a result, everything looks very blocky and angular, featuring wireframe models, vibrant particle effects, and dynamic environments that gradually evolve as we progress further through a level. Each area also has a distinct aesthetic theme, ranging from the first level's cyber-Egyptian landscapes to exploring the creation of life itself on level 5. The enemies look amazing as well. They are a very interesting combination of primitive organic creatures and futuristic space machines. 90s as hell. As for the music, holy fuck it's good. Inspired by European disco music, it features collaborations with multiple Japanese and European artists, such as Ken Ishii and Adam Freeland. People often look down on music soundtracks for some stupid reason, but if you're a fan of trance and EDM, this is as good as it gets. Combine that with the amazing sound effects that perfectly complement each level's soundtrack and you'll get lost in the game's superb atmosphere. The mind. But you know what? Rez's presentation isn't just about its great graphics or music. It's about how all these elements come together to create something never before seen. The textures and models pulse according to the music's rhythm, and every action, from shooting to picking up items, contributes to the soundtrack as if it was part of the original composition all along. The game's goal was to have the player feel synesthesia, which is when your brain routes information through multiple senses, causing you to experience more than one sense at the same time. The devs believed in that idea to such a degree that they created a custom doohickey that you can place in contact with your skin to feel the gameplay's vibrations from there. They called it the Trance Vibrator. Oh boy, what a great name! I sure hope no one used it for gooning purposes. All jokes aside, Rez is a fucking beautiful audiovisual extravaganza. Everything from the graphics to the music and the sounds come together in such a perfect fashion that you can't help but immerse yourself in an endless cyber-futuristic diorama, like that scene from Johnny Mnemonic or any other 90s movie that had virtual reality. Despite the simple and abstract approach, I can say with confidence that this is one of the PS2's prettiest games. On the surface, Rez's gameplay seems overly simplistic, but there's more to it if you're willing to dig deeper. Thankfully though, the mechanics are very simple and easy to understand. This is a rail shooter, so all you have to do is aim at an enemy and shoot, just like that. You can lock on to multiple enemies at once, and there are 2 different power-ups you can collect by successfully clearing out waves of enemies or by being observant enough. The blue icons are called evolution items, and they fill up our evolution gauge on the lower left. Once that is full, we advanced 1 evolution level and transform our character, essentially gaining 1 extra hit point. On the lowest evolution level, we are a pathetic little ball. 1 hit in that state and it's game over. The next evolution levels are more human-like, with each being more detailed than the previous. The final evolution level is once again a ball, but a bit cooler with a pulsating ring. When we are on the final boss fight though, we unlock an extra evolution level, which is a floating orb baby. I guess the devs were big fans of 2001: A Space Odyssey, or that one Xavier Renegade Angel episode with a bliss baby. Every evolution form is pretty much the same, what changes here are the sound effects and our laser. Besides the blue evolution items, we have the red overdrive ones, which increase the overdrive gauge on the lower right. It's just a screen clearing bomb, fairly standard stuff. What about the levels themselves though? There are 5 of them and they all play the same, except for the last one. Each one has 10 sub-areas we must go through. Destroy all the enemies in a sub-area and the satellite appears that you have to shoot to increase your analyzation rate and proceed to the next sub-area. Go through all the sub-areas and then you get to fight a boss. Each boss has a unique gimmick to it, ranging from a floating ball with tentacles to a guy made out of cubes running around at the speed of sound. The bosses also have varying difficulty levels to them, based on how well you did at the rest of the level. As for the final level itself, it starts with a lengthy tour through the creation of the cosmos, continuing with a boss rush and ending with fighting Eden herself. A casual playthrough of Res takes about an hour and is quite easy. I barely lost any health throughout my playthrough. Going for the 100% though, that's a whole different story. You have to destroy every enemy, pick up every item, and hit every satellite as soon as they appear. Miss even one of them and you have to do the jaws all over again. It can be frustrating since the game overwhelms you with enemies and items pretty much non-stop, even from angles that you can barely see. It's not super hard, but it can get repetitive and draining after a while. That's why there's a whole bunch of additional modes to play, such as core attack, boss rush, and extra levels with tons of options and cheats to mess around with. And if that's not enough, Res Infinite has a whole new area to explore, Area X. Here we can move around freely, shoot bad guys, and fight various bosses depending on our choices. It's a fun distraction and you can even play in VR. Pair that with a trance vibrator and you get a whole new level of immersion. Just remember to lock your door first, just to be safe. Okay, let's get our minds out of the gutter here. Res is an amazing adventure from start to finish. Yeah, the gameplay itself may be nothing special, but the controls are intuitive and the action is smooth as butter. Plus, the way everything contributes to the game's overall aesthetics elevates the experience into an artistic journey into a uniquely crafted cyber world. Couple that with the game's nearly endless replayability and you have something beautiful to both watch and play. Res is art, simple as that. Fuck you, Roger. Res is a timeless masterpiece that continually redefines what a game can be, even to this day. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. Sure, the plot barely exists, the main game is short and the gameplay is overly simplistic and can get repetitive after a while, but it's the presentation that blows all these flaws completely out of the water. With breathtaking visuals and expertly crafted sound design, you will find yourself fully immersed in the experience, making it something truly unforgettable. And if you're more of a gamer, there are many different options, game modes, extras and unlockables to find, massively improving the game's replayability. But it's not just a game, it's an experience, a thrilling dive into cyberspace, a unique glimpse into interactive art, and a damn good rail shooter overall. It's an absolute must-play, no doubt about it. Just make sure you clean up your trance vibrator after you're done with it. And that's all I had to say about Res. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more stuff. You know how it goes. You can also support me on Patreon or become a channel member for early access to my videos and other perks. Have a great day, and until next time, take care and have fun.